Hi guys, welcome to the life of Nasa. I'm Nasa and this is my first authortube video, so I'm super excited. Just want to give a quick little intro before we get into the video. Nasa, an author, self-published last year 2024. Shameless plug. No, I'm kidding. That's the book that I published on Amazon last year of 2024. And this authortube channel, these authortube videos that I'm going to be posting are all the things that I kind of wish I knew before I started writing a book. If I'd known them beforehand, they wouldn't have changed my mind, but it would have prepared me for a lot that is to come down the road. So that is the point of this all. If you guys are looking to become an author in the year of 2025, that's what this video is all about. So let's just get right into it. Becoming an author in 2025 means taking control of your creativity and sharing it with the world. It's easier than ever to do right now with all the tools and resources that we have available to us. So the only thing that we have to do is get up and get to it, okay? I know it's easier said than done for real, because the thought of becoming an author, the thought of writing a book, a full book with like thousands and thousands of words, the thought of sharing your art with strangers, with the world, oh gosh, it makes me nervous already all over, but it's so doable. And honestly, when you build a platform and you build a community of support, it feels really good when people reaffirm the work that you've created. So why not? What's stopping you? Here are some steps that I have that we are taking, you and I, to become authors in the year of 2025. The first one, I don't know if you thought about this one. I don't know if you know about this one. But the first step is to actually write. I know. It's like, who would have thought of that? All you have to do is start writing. Put the pen to the paper, put the fingers to the keypad and start writing, okay? Okay. I definitely read books for inspiration. That's 100%. I read books for inspiration, not imitation. That's a video we're going to get into. And I find myself getting stuck in my reading loop and not in my writing bag. So I want you to put that book down. Put that book down and start writing, okay? Whether you're starting with a detailed outline, whether you're free writing ideas, things that you dreamt about, things that you want to see, let's just get started, okay? I started writing my book in 2024 because I've been writing since I was a child. I had composition notebooks full of books. I would be in middle school writing about little crushes that I had. I never finished because my little brain, I just couldn't figure out how did I want this to end? There were so many different possibilities. So I never really finished them, but I had begun kind of a canon event that I think a lot of people my age, 25, 26, went through. In 2024, there was a romance author. I'm not going to say her name, but she was very popular on TikTok. And I was reading those books and I was like, man, it would be so cool to get back into what I enjoyed when I was younger. But then I was like, yeah, but I need some Black authors. I'll be honest, because I just didn't always relate to the story that I was reading. I also didn't relate to the way that it read. I wanted just a little more culture, a little more So I started looking for Black authors and I found them. And I was like, yo, I could do this. Maybe with a little less drama, maybe with different themes, messages that people can take home and really resonate with. I could do this. And that's what made me start. I just started writing. I started writing a book. I got 40,000 words in. I realized I didn't like this anymore. It was not what I wanted to put out. It had no message. It had no theme. It kind of sucked. So I stopped writing that. I took a step back, thought about my why, thought about the themes that I wanted to portray. What was my point in writing this story? And then I started a new one, and that's what I went with. So just start writing, just start writing and you'll figure it all out along the way. The second step is to research publishing options. So there's traditional publishing, which requires I think sourcing to an agent and then you get a publisher. And I don't know, it feels like a very lengthy process in the beginning to me. So that's why I went the self-publishing route. Self-publishing, I just need to do a little research. Amazon seemed like the easiest way for me at that time. So you know what I did? I went ahead and uploaded to Amazon and it was free. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. But obviously there are pros and cons. For self-publishing, I had to do all of the marketing myself. And then also had to cover the costs of the cover art, which was fairly inexpensive. But those were cons. And then on the flip side, traditional publishing, you don't have to worry about marketing because you have the team doing that for you. And, you may get an advance. So like you got a little bit of money as opposed to relying on royalties. And if your book don't sell, you ain't getting that royalty, So determine what pros and cons are for you and what those look like and what the best step would be. But figure that out early, because if you're going to do the traditional route, you do need to spend time trying to find an agent and a publisher. And that's not to say that it takes forever for everyone. I just didn't want to figure out. I didn't want to figure out how long it takes. The book that I also published is very much cultured. And I think that is not a book that you would find on a bookshelf in Barnes & Noble. And so I just didn't want to waste time trying to do that. I just wanted to get the book out there. That's why I went with self-publishing. The third step that I have is to develop a routine. Okay. Consistency is everything. That's like pretty much in every facet of life, but like consistency genuinely is everything. And so writing a little bit a day is better than writing nothing. Or, in the past, I was definitely someone who would take a big chunk of the weekend because, I work and I'm like, my mind's not there and I don't really like what I'm writing. So I'm just going to wait until I can focus. So I take a big chunk of the weekend and I knock out like maybe 2 to 3 chapters, right? And then I go back to work. I don't look at the book again. I come back over the next weekend and I'm like, I don't really like the way this reads. I don't like what I said here. Let me tweak this chapter. Let me tweak this chapter. And in 2 weeks, I've only worked on 2 to 3 chapters and they're the same chapters. So I just set up this routine for me to start writing an hour a day after I get off of work. It's a non-negotiable, no matter what I'm feeling like, no matter what my brain is feeling like and what I think my output will be. I just want to start writing so that I get 1 in the habit of doing so, but 2, so that I make little strides that I can come back to. So like, let's say I write 1 hour a day and I'm kicking it out. I'm getting the words out for real. Then I finish my first draft in like a month. Now I can go back and I can edit. Then I can come back and I can do draft 2 in a month. And now 3 months, I done wrote a book and I'm ready to publish. This is crazy. All because I took a little bit of time out of my day to write daily. So develop a routine that works for you, whether it's getting up earlier, whether it's 30 minutes during your lunch, whether it's an hour after work. Figure out what works for you and then stick to that so that you can actually get this book out. The 4th step that I have is to edit and revise. I kind of struggle with this. I didn't push my book through to an editor. Reason being because I was 25 and broke. Okay, y'all, I had just got laid off. Girl, if you think I'm spending extra money to... And then like I said, my book is cultured, so I wanted it to read a certain way. So like when I say what you gonna do or what we about to do, that's how I want it to read. I don't want it to be what are you going to do or what are we about to do? That's not what I'm looking for. And I didn't, again, want to spend the time or the money to find an editor that understood that. So it took me a little more because I was rereading my book a lot. I read it so much. I actually really like that book, but I read it so much. Sometimes I would read it in the morning. Sometimes I would read it when I get off work. Sometimes I would read it when I have a break at work. And sometimes I wouldn't catch things. I'm like, how the heck did I write this? I didn't even catch that. That looks so terrible. So whether you go with an editor or whether you don't, be sure that you are taking the time to edit and revise where necessary. Taking chunks out is a given for me. Sometimes I realize I don't think I want this block here in this chapter. I'm going to put it a little later. So I'll save it to my notes or I'll save it somewhere on my computer so that I know this is for a later chapter. I also didn't pay for editors and I didn't have editors, but I have a really close friend and I have my mom. Those are my 2 editors. Well, those were my 2 editors. They would just kind of read the book and call out things that did make sense. I remember like my friend was telling me like, I read the word lift like 3 times in the last minute because I was talking about rideshare. And she's like, I read this word a lot. It just feels like cluttered. It kind of just like simplified a bit. And so it's also helpful if you could to get a second set of eyes, whether someone's like, yeah, sure, girl, I'm super excited for you. Let me read the book before you post it. or publish it. Or if you're just like, can you read this chapter for me? Can we kind of brainstorm how I can make this read better? It's also great to have people like that in your life. Whether you do or don't, definitely spend the time editing and revising before you put it out. And my fifth step is to build your author platform. We live in a day and age where social media is literally everything. I'm not going to name no names. We don't know what's going on with all of them. I'm not going to name any names, but those platforms are great platforms to build support, build an audience, and build a community. Those platforms help readers find you. So starting with social media is how I started. I created 2 author pages on 2 separate apps. I reused a lot of the content that I was creating. So if I had a short form content posted on one app, it was posted on the other one. They're 2 different apps with 2 different demographics, which I appreciated, but it allowed people to kind of find me, find my book, and look forward to my book. I have a whole video prepared about how you can market on social media, like different ideas for posts, which I'm really excited to post actually. But yeah, like finding what works for you is the best part about building your platforms, and then also building that community. There's someone I published my book in July of 2024, and then around November-ish, September-ish maybe. Well, it was more so like August, September. I just kind of like fell off with the marketing because of a lot of things that was going on in life. And then as time went on and I evolved, I was just kind of like, I don't really know if I want to push this book as much as I was, because I don't love the content. It's a good book and it's written well and it's a great story, if I must say so myself. But I think I'm moving away from all that I put in there. So I didn't market it as much. And there's still one girl that posts my book repeatedly. Like, she will post different passages from my book, different stories. I miss these characters, and it means so much to me, because who knows what DMs she's getting when people see that she's repeatedly posting the same book, or that she's repeatedly praising the same book. That could trigger to them, let me check out this author's page. Then they see all of my content and they're like, wow, this looks like a pretty good book. Well, let me go purchase this book. And then I have a purchase. So build your author platform to build your community, to build your support. Simple as that. So I'll say this, the journey to becoming an author in 2025 starts today. Like, the minute that you pause this video and you comment down below, I'm gonna tell you what to comment in a second. You comment down below, that's when the journey starts. Take yourself seriously. Don't think too much about all that goes into it, okay? Don't think about marketing because I got you. I'm gonna tell you how I got a cover and paid $250 for it on a payment plan. I got you, okay? Like I said, I was 25, laid off. I started writing my book while I was working a 9 to 5. I got laid off, so money was tight, and I still self-published a book. Regardless of, I'm the bestseller, I get thousands of dollars. My point was, I wanted to become an author in 2024, and I did that. In the year of 2025, we're becoming authors, okay? And I'm going to help you. I'm going to share everything that I have, every mistake that I've made, everything that I've learned, and everything that I'm doing to publish my second book this year. If you want to become an author in the year of 2025, take those steps and lock in with me. We're doing it. I'm doing it with you. It's happening together. I hope you guys enjoyed my very first AuthorTube video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and here's the comment. Comment down below, which of these steps were underrated? Like, what is a step that you hadn't thought of that you know that now you need to lock in and get on? Okay, comment that down below. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.